inconsistent performance because it's coming from a different lower graphics card or something?
Oh no. The thing is though, is I hook up my main monitor, like the one that I'm staring right at in front of my face. I hook
Mm.
that one up to my main graphics card, which is my 5600 XT, and then I hook the other two up to like my 760. Speaking of which, I need to fucking figure out where the soldering iron is because I still need to fix up that 950 SC.
You're gonna.
Because no, capacitors blew out. I know where they are, so I know exactly what capacitors they are. They're 820. Oh, give me a sec.
You're gonna try to fix the graphics card yourself, though?
Yeah, 2.5 volt 820 UF capacitors. And I have another graphics card that I jacked from school. It's a little display card. It's like an R527 something. It literally runs on a 4x because with the pin layout, it's basically like a 4x slot. Because the graphics card, I'm gonna use that card to salvage parts off of it, and it has just the capacitors I need.
Well, good luck to you then.
It shouldn't be hard. It's only like 2 capacitors. What could possibly go wrong?
You could hook the capacitors in there wrong, or maybe they won't secure very well.
Well, that's why I'm gonna solder it properly, because
Yeah, I'm not very
I feel like
talented.
fixing things.
I mean, I'm not very talented with soldering, even though I took a theater tech class as a part of my theater minor. Like I actually built I took a special like bare bones kit and I built a what do you call it, a variable power supply you can change the voltage on, and I was able to solder it together myself.
Speaking of power supplies, so my network adapter that I used to basically it was AC to Ethernet converter, so that way I can actually have Ethernet in my room. It was like a little box. So that died recently.
You're using a power supply for Ethernet? What?
Nah, I'm talking about the power supply in Ethernet adapter box. Because basically it would just hook into the socket, power sockets, and then it would it was basically Wi-Fi but in Ethernet. Kind of think of like a converter of some kind. But yeah, like before this thing actually died, I heard some wacky ass buzzing coming from it. And then I took out the actual power conversion unit for it, and I'm seeing that there's a shit ton of corrosion along with the transformer itself in here. It's also corroded and burnt because I was hearing a buzzing sound. And
Yeah,
like,
I've had a budget power supply go bad on me by doing that sort of thing, I think. The buzzing.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it lasted about 8 years, which I guess is...
That's not bad.
Yeah.
I'm unfortunately thinking mine's getting to the point where it's going to start giving out. It's about 6 years old, everything in it. That scares me.
Yeah, I'd say when it comes to power supplies, I'd honestly recommend replacing them like every 6 to 8 years. Unless you paid like over $300, like if you got like a titanium or a platinum plus.
I don't even remember
80
what I
plus
got at this
platinum
point.
or whatever. Because those ones, they can last you up to like 14 plus years.
Yep. Well,
I mean,
everything in this thing is about 6 years old, so it's probably time for an upgrade anyways. I just
Hey,
don't
you
have
might
port
you
time
might
for
as
it.
well since Ryzen 5000 came out. Except
Yeah.
good luck
I've
trying
got-
to get a graphics card.
What the heck? They already come up with 5,000?
Yeah, remember they skipped 4000 because of AMD's weird naming skews. Because the 4000 series was for mobile chips, laptops.
Oh, that's why. Okay.
Yep. No,
'Cause I
I've
remember-
got first gen Ryzen in here.
'Cause
Oh, that's not bad.
Like I thought I
No,
remember.
it's not.
I thought I remembered when I got this computer with the Ryzen 5 2600. Like that was towards like the rumor stage of the 3000s, I thought, or something like that.
Yeah, I'm using a 3600X right now.
Or
What
you
is
know,
it? Yeah, here's the thing though, is that the 2000 series and the 1000 series are basically the same thing, besides a slight, like a really tiny increase in IPC, along with a die shrink 14 to 12 nanometer,
Yep.
because they're basically the same generation, which is why if you look on the official boxing, you see for like the Ryzen 3000 processors, you see second gen Ryzen because that is actually second gen Ryzen, where you get a huge IPC boost along with clock speeds, thermals, and a die shrink down to I think 7 nanometer.
well,
Hey,
rip.
Order in the angry room for a second. Brizo, your status is red on the character, on the player list. You might want to feed your Ori. Okay, you may resume.
Well, rip, because like I said, it was basically towards the tail end of the 2000s.
I mean, you can still flip your processor. Like,
Well,
you can pick up like a 3600X for like $300 and still sell that one for like 200.
Mhm.
but I mean, like, why would I pay that much when I'm doing okay now?
Yeah, I mean, true.
Yeah. I'll run mine into the ground.
Because remember, this year has been wacky for my PC. I've upgraded from an FX 6300 and an RX 570 to a Ryzen 5 1600 and going full, AM4. And then a couple months later, I ended up getting the 3600X and the 5600 XT along with 32 gigs of RAM. So I'm balling, chilling. I haven't changed my cooler though. The cooler still works. It's a pretty good thermal take cooler.
So
Why are you meowing at me, you asshole? What?
Not you, a cat.
What?
My
No,
cat meowing at me.
Oh.
not you, cat. A cat.
Oh. Why are you talking to
That was-
Rem's cat?
That was funny. I don't think it was Rem's cat. It was Gail's.
Oh.
I don't
My
have a cat.
Yeah, was that me?
I was
Wait,
about to
oh.
say. I was like,
Talk
okay,
about.
I know Galeo pretty well, and I knew he had doggos, but I didn't know he had a cat, and I'm upset that he didn't tell me he had a cat.
Okay,
No,
okay.
no cats here.
Talk about
Yeah,
total cat fusion there.
Ah,
Yeah, code. So I posted an image in general in this server of the kind of stickers I like to put on my computer for building other people's PCs along with mine.
Yeah, I've got stickers that I wanted to. I mean, I wanted to put stickers on my machine as well. As soon as I'm done setting it up to the way I like it.
hi,
But
nerd.
Yeah.
that's gonna take a long time, I guess, at this point, because I've been busy.
I got that Vega sticker because my friend got a 3200G for his system. He's running a pretty budget-oriented system, so.
But
I
it's
ended up
still a
getting free sticker.
Vega.
Yeah, but he did get an actual dedicated card though, because the sticker comes with a 3200G because Vega integrated, and what was it? But he did get a 570 or something like that.
Well, I mean, like even in the 2000s, even in the Ryzen 2000 era, like Vega was like some of the best integrated graphics you could ever have, right?
It
So-
whooped Intel's ass for the most part.
which is like impressive that they could do it with an integrated graphics card.
Yep.
Also, does dice shrinkage really matter that much? Like the constant technology improvements of making the dies smaller, like what's that help?
Well, for one IPC, so if you shrink, okay, so you can take a box for an example, like a 1 foot squared box, and put a bunch of ants in there, and then have them grab pieces of bread from point A to point B. Now, the smaller you make that box, the faster they're gonna go back and forth until, you know, eventually you're gonna hit fucking Moore's Law. Which we don't know because we've been saying that for like 20 years.
What, where you make it so small that it just becomes
It's just physically, atomically impossible, because then you're gonna start having electricity jumping between, or they're gonna, okay, you're gonna start having atoms kind of jumping over where they're supposed to be going, and it's gonna be kind of weird, basically. It's only so there's only it's I can't really well, but yeah, it's just gonna get kind of weird later on. But TSMC did announce that they are gonna release 5 nanometer, or they're gonna start producing 5 nanometer silicon in 2022.
Although I did hear that, like, what was it, Intel made the world's smallest hard drive, and it was like a few atoms by 2 atoms long, or big. It could hold like a few bytes of data.
That's pretty impressive.
Mm-hmm.
So I clicked the link and it said that I need to buy WinZip or WinRAR.
WinRAR.
Just download 7-Zip. Here, I'll link you it. 7-Zip is the next best thing to that, because WinRAR is always going to ask you, hey, you like your free trial, right? It's not going to ask again for another, 15 years.
Yeah, 7-Zip is just a crazy impressive archiving program. I actually use it to explore exe files sometimes.
Oh yeah.
Oh, who left?
Well left.
Oh.
Hi, Ash.
Hi.
Brizo, do you want a nest?
But wait a second, Rem, if this is from Microsoft, why does she need WinRAR or 7-Zip?
That's a good point.
I was asking if you, are you male or female? I wasn't sure if you wanted to do you want to nest that, Ori, or?
Rem, are you a boy or a femboy?
Okay.
Neither.
Oh, Galil said that he'll be back.
Yeah,
Figured.
he said he had to get off his family got here from your stuff.
Oh, snap! Oh, snap! Snap! Ah. Come on, go, bitch, go!
So are you sure you went to an official website of Microsoft?
Yeah, of course.
I
Why
almost
did-
ran
Hey,
right into
hold
a
on.
ghost galleon.
I still don't understand why
Like,
she would need something like that.
Oh yeah, it's the zip for the DirectX 11 technology thingamajig.
Yeah, but that sort of thing should be built into right? Built into the installer.
Does Windows 10 have that? It should, right?
It's not a Windows 10 issue, it's an EXE issue. Like, usually when people build
No, it
installers...
isn't an EXE. This
Oh.
does say straight from Microsoft's actual link.
That's really bizarre that they would use technology that's not zip then. And require something else.
Oh, that was scary.
Though the nice thing about having 6 cores is I could have a bunch of shit running in the background and not it bogging down my system, or I could play TF2 on my FX system. I could literally open Chrome and then my performance would be basically non-existent.
Oh, rip.
It was horrible. Remember, 3 cores and 6 threads. It's like a dual core, but it's not.
Don't normally hear of tri-cores.
Yeah, that's the FX was just so. It was an abomination. And after using it for a few years, I can confidently say you should never pick up an FX processor unless for overclocking purposes. They overclocked really good, but yeah, they kind of suck a lot. Yeah, I think the only next things I'm gonna do in my system now is AIO and new fans, and then I'm set. And maybe whenever Rai can mail off the other hard drives that he has laying around, that'd be great.
You can try to do a raid setup.
I only have 2 hard drive bays in my case, unfortunately. But thinking maybe RAID 0. It's gonna be a couple of 2 terabyte drives.
RAID 0, isn't that also called a JBOD?
I think so.
You're basically just having a bunch of it's just a bunch of disks. It's not really gonna give you any benefits out of the storage.
I mean, it's not like I'm gonna store anything like super important on it anyway, because at the moment I have 3 SSDs in my system, an M.2, and then the other 2 are SATA. And then one of them is the 1 terabyte that Kat bought me for Christmas like a year or 2 ago.
Good grief! Why do you need more?
You'd be surprised.
Hmm.
I cannot stand using hard drives now. Unless it's for like dumping anime and then, you know, forgetting about it in the background kind of thing.
Like I have,
because I downloaded my anime.
I mean, like I have a 2 terabyte M2.
Yeah, I have a 500 gig M2.
That was Rem. He died. Why'd you die?
Okay, thank you, task manager. I was trying to kill another program, then Discord shot up there and killed itself, so
Yeah.
it's kinda like...
Whoa.
But yeah, I do want to get a 2 terabyte M2. That would be really good. My motherboard can only support 1, but I was also thinking sometime in the future I might pick up like an X570 motherboard. And I might pick up like a couple of those.
So yeah, I basically confirmed what you were saying about RAM running at half speed. So thank you for that.
Yeah. Well, you should still be able to run your RAM at 3200 megahertz though, because I was able to do that on my Ryzen 5 1600. You'd have to like turn on XMP. You won't have to touch anything else, but you just have to turn up the clock speed up to 3200 megahertz, and that should be safe.
Well, I mean, I just turned on the XMP 2.0 profile, which only had the 3000 anyway. So I would have to manually boost it to 3200 if I wanted to do that.
Yeah, you can do that in BIOS, and it's like a 10-second thing.
Well, I mean, that's what I did in order to activate the XMP 2.0. I went to the BIOS, selected it.
Yeah. But also, the big reason why I'm kind of uppity on that is you could be losing out on quite a bit of performance, since the actual RAM, the actual built-in bridges in the CPU that handle the data for RAM and stuff like that, their speed is linked with RAM speed. And
Wait, what's...
Ryzen has a huge benefit with fast RAM.
Really? That's interesting.
It's not just because like the RAM is fast or anything. It's because, you know, like the Northbridge, how you were able to like change that back then. So then you could adjust other stuff and then potentially make your system better. 'Cause then you'd be also adjusting the clock frequency of the Northbridge to handle the rate at which data and shit would transfer between the because those weren't built into CPUs yet. Because they were still built into motherboards, and that would handle the data between RAM, the communications between the RAM and CPU and stuff like that. And I'm glad that they actually, that AMD improvised on that and put the Northbridge into the actual CPU itself.
Makes it simpler, I guess.
Yeah. Also, doesn't matter how powerful your system is, modded Minecraft is still gonna kill it.
Depending on depending on what mods they are.
I'm running like 107 mods, but I do industrialization, so probably screen share in a minute whenever it loads. But I'm running like 110 mods, or 100, yeah, about that many, because I built this mod pack by myself. And because of how big of a fucking RAM hog Minecraft is, I gave it 30 gigs of RAM to use. And it usually uses about 25. And, yeah, I also have shaders on top of that and RTX, texture packs and shit like that.
Imagine if you had over 100 mods, hun. On your Ark server.
We're getting close to it, though.
Okay.
Let's get to the 11-12 line. Go straight south. Oh, we're gonna go by 25. That's okay,
You-
he won't do much.
You
Trying
call
to
that
figure out what to do
bravery?
next.
I call that stupidity!
What's going on, Brizo?
Huh? Is that Brizo?
I thought
No, that was me.
Oh.
No, I'm trying to figure out because now no matter what I do, it's telling me that I have to open it via something that costs money. So now I'm trying to figure out what to do now since I can't get DirectX 11 to.
Oh, I
Something
sent
is
you,
Yeah, but
the-
whenever I click other options, it doesn't let me choose 7-zip, even though I just downloaded
oh,
it.
give me a sec. You'd have to choose, give me like 2 seconds. I need to remember exactly how to do this.
I think I use pzip.
Cause see, whenever I download the DirectX 11 thingy, I hit download, and then
Alright,
it takes me to a different window.
I'm still
Here,
kind of flabbergasted.
Let me screen share this.
I won't be able to see it on my phone.
Since you're streaming 7 Days to Die.
Nah, joke's on you, I'm not though. I'm streaming a whole screen.
Hey, go bigger.
Alright, so you're able to see it a bit, right?
Hold on, I'm gonna jump in Discord on my computer because it's not letting me see it really well on my phone.
Alright.
Oh, there.
Alright, just let me know when you're able to like see properly.
I'm gonna post this in general. This is the one I use when I need an archiver.
Okay.
It's called
I'm so curious
pzip.
as to why.
So, usually if you want to try to open something, you want to go to more apps, and then look for another app on this PC, and then it should just shoot you straight to program files. Then from there you can click on 7Z, and then you want to click on 7ZFM.
See, for me it says what should the app do with this file? Open, and then it says open with, and then the first two options was WinRAR and WinZip. So I click other. It gives me WinRAR, Windows Explorer, Firefox, WinZip, Internet Explorer, Office XML, Notepad, VLC, Windows Media Player, and Okay, hold on. Actually,
You have
I found the browse.
Hey, Soul.
Did it say,
So you can try mine. Mine is PZip. It's very simple to use, and it is free. Because I
So
didn't
if
want
I
to pay for
click
WinRAR.
If I click the 7-zip icon, what now? Because then it says Lang, 7Z, 7ZFM, 7ZG, uninstall.
7ZFM,
Yeah, click that one.
Okay.
and then you're gonna want to do open.
Okay, I hit open, and then now it's popping that open into a technology update thingy.
But you
Yeah,
censor...
you're gonna want to click on the exe that is in there, and you're gonna want to like
Two.
dump that into downloads.
I have one that is size 44 or something.
I like the long time ago that you have Remu.
Oh yeah, just dump them in your downloads, just both of them, and it should just work.
But I mean, why did you have to give her a Java file?
I just used that as an example. It also wasn't a Java file. It was just I was using the Java file as an example.
Okay.
And this is giving me options. It's not letting me, yeah, it's not giving me, like, the download options or anything. Even if I right-click it, it doesn't say anything. It just says open, open inside, open inside.
Oh,
something
you
like
can
that.
just drag it into downloads or on your desktop.
Yeah, drag and drop the file as if it was a folder.
Which one?
Yeah.
There's two different sizes.
Are they both exe files?
Let's look at the properties.
33 FPS, hell yeah.
Not that one.
Creeper.
As you can tell, I spend more time with machines than I do building, which explains why I have 1.1 million diamonds. I mean, this isn't too hard to do, because I have everything done basically automatically.
Have you ever seen the person who built a actual working like Game Boy Color or was it no Game Boy Advanced emulator within Minecraft?
Oh yeah, I have. Yeah, this is my auto mining thingamajig. So I just use these boxes basically to power it, so it takes power from my reactor that I have somewhere else and it sends it over these thingamajigs.
What's all this for though?
This is mining. These are void miners.
Void miners? They mine what?
They just grab shit out of the void.
Excuse me.
It's pretty convenient, because usually they would use a lot of power, but that's all my stuff that I'm getting.
What
Out
in
of
the
that.
world?
Because I have all these chests hooked up, so...
It's not letting me go into the thing, so, yeah.
Go into what?
It's not letting me, like, drag it over. It's literally saying it's not supported or something.
What in the world?
What?
You might want to screen share that.
Yeah. Reactor easy. This thing uses like 250,000 buckets of water like a minute, I think. Some insane amount.
So what's the purpose of what you're doing though?
This place?
Like, and what's the purpose of all of this? Like, are you just trying to get as many items as possible to what?
Well, first, I had to kill the bottleneck, which was the power not being produced, so I'm already producing a retarded amount of power. And then next was I had a resource bottleneck where I wasn't getting enough resources, and you know, mining is too slow, it takes forever. So I was just like, you know, I'm gonna get those things, because they suck to build. Like, yeah. And all
Like,
in all, I'm just kind of bored on Minecraft. Like, I don't have anything to do is the issue.
So you're just trying to see how many items you can get before it blows up or something?
It not really blows up because these technically, these storages are based. Think of them like infinite chests, but with like a limit.
Yeah, you know what? Fuck it. We're gonna do this flame heart. I am totally not prepared at all for this fight, but what do we have to lose, right?
I can also do auto crafting, which is pretty cool. And also farming is automatically done too by this thing. And I literally just have it producing wood. And the water to supply that. Applied Energistics is overpowered because you can do just about anything with it, such as sucking in fluids, pushing out fluids, sucking in and out items.
LOL, sucking in fluids. LOL.
Or Schmicky. And yeah, you can do a lot with it. Yeah, oh hey, 1,466 levels. Oh, I can also like change the day as well.
Dang it. Shouldn't have done that.
So I'm soloing Captain Flameheart. If anybody wants to watch on YouTube.
YouTube.
Yep.
Captain Claimheart.
Let's see you handle this.
Yeah, like all in all, I made the visuals look pretty nice in Minecraft for the most part. Trees mostly move around depending on what trees they are.
So wait, is all of what you're doing actually to make Minecraft look better then?
Now the shaders, yeah. The rest of the stuff, I don't know. I just do industrialization because I like big numbers.
Okay.
But
You're
if
like
this was on a server, I would have a significant amount of authority over what could happen in a server. Like, I remember on one server, I made the normal currency to buy just about anything from me, just diamonds, and I ended up with like hundreds of, like thousands of diamonds, like some absurd amount in like a couple of months or something like that, because I wasn't doing too much of automation because I wasn't really hopping on that server all that often. Oh, I also forgot to mention, I'm completely overpowered too.
Bye.
Nice. Tez. Sound like somebody just shot their child with a fucking firework.
I'm not trying to get on your shit, you dumbass.
Dude, I hate my area so much. Like, the weirdest shit happens here. Hey, Kat, did I tell you about this thing that happened a few days ago where, some guy fucking beat in this woman's windshield with a
No.
fucking crowbar, like, right outside of my house? And she was, like, freaking the fuck out. And,
I mean,
like,
I would too if somebody beat my head in.
not her head, but her fucking windshield.
Oh.
But
Yeah.
she was about to get her skull beaten, though, because she was getting chased by that dude. She, like, fucking booked it in her car. We were like, oh, what the fuck happened there?
Could have called the cops or something, I guess.
They were trying to get a hold of the police. So, like, I went out there, and they were like, you know any, like, police that live nearby? And I was like, nah. Then, yeah, it's really fucking weird. Yeah, because he started, like, chasing her, like, up the street. She, like, fucking booked that shit.
Domestic incident.
I don't even think they were, like, in a relationship, though. I don't know, I could be wrong. Shit's weird.
Welcome to 2020, mate.
Oh, live in my area. I live pretty close to San Bernardino, so you can ask Kat how bad San Bernardino is.
Yeah, I lived in Glendale, which was not too far away from San Bernardino.
Like, if you think you've seen like a couple of crackheads and think that's bad, San Bernardino is littered with them. And also a lot of other people that would just kind of casually stab you, you know? Like, when I went to downtown San Bernardino, because I went to go visit Joey, the first place I got stopped at said go transfer it to another stop. It smelled like weed and piss. It was absolutely horrible. Imagine playing Valorant in 2020.
Oh, it looks like I'm probably about to go down. But, oh well. I didn't really have anything to lose.
The bulletproof McDonald's of Detroit. Oh my gosh, they have like a deposit box at the counter.
Yeah. Yo, dog, I heard you like crime rate, so we just quadrupled your crime rate.
How much longer will you last?
Poor guys.
So I don't know what game to really play right now. I could probably go back to playing some Cyberpunk though. That game is pretty good to play. AI is a little bit wonky, but
Imagine saying Cyberpunk is a good game to play.
it is. It just has like bugs. It's like really unfinished.
Although
Remember, CD Projekt Red said that
Zero.
they went gold, which means that they have no bugs and the game functions fine. And yet, day one there was NPCs flying across people's screens, like T-posing. It was really wonky.
Wow. Zero, I have not seen you forever.
I know. I was checking up on here to see, like you said, the room. So I was just like, what did Cat do now?
Oh, I'm just annoyed in general.
Oh jeez, oh no.
Gosh, we should all play Sea of Thieves together.
You're a little late now.
You can always
Why?
make a galleon or something.
Yeah,
I don't
But
know.
I mean, I'm still trying to finish up work here.
yeah.
Kind of work.
The work I do for the state.
Nah.
I kind of sift through. I'm sifting through this data set, this economic data set for our. Well, it's supposed to be meant. The data is supposed to be piped into another thing where it's basically our statewide transportation model. But I'm technically a transportation engineering assistant, but I'm more or less a civil engineering tech.
What he means to say he's part of the FBI.
FBI, open up.
I am the man.
Time to run you over, 'cause you glow in the dark.
I run you over, and then my brain, when I heard that, I was just like, no, bad, Zero, bad.
Good old Terry A. Davis. Dude, that fucker was batshit insane, but holy fuck was he smart.
Isn't everybody?
Everybody's smart? Question mark?
Everybody's batshit insane.
I mean, Terry A. Davis had schizophrenia. Like, it got really bad. This guy was, mind you, he was like 50 or something like that, or in his late 40s.
Yeah.
And he built an OS by himself, along with every one of the tools needed to make an OS. He built by himself.
Temple O's?
Temple OS.
Hmm.
The guy that said that his OS was like a direct communication with God kind of thing, and he also really hated black people and the CIA.
I think I heard about that where he made a thing. It was like
Glow in the dark CIA, yeah.
yeah,
It's
It was-
pretty well known.
yeah. They
Glow
made
in
a
the dark
thing about
CIA?
him.
Nah, there's the hard R word that goes at the end of that,
Oh,
because that was Terry A. Davis. Now, mind you, he was actually so far gone that he would like be sitting on the curb like ranting about shit, and then like a black person, I remember in the video, walked up near him, like not even like near him, like this dude is literally just minding his own business, zero fucks given, and then like not even looking at Terry, and then he looks at the black guy, and then he's all like, "What are you looking at, you fucking N-word?" with the hard R. And then the black guy was just like, "What the fuck are you going on about?" But
yeah,
like,
he's why'd
he
you
didn't.
have to say that?
But he didn't mind it that much because he probably already knew that he was mentally ill though, because like this guy would like walk around the streets like screaming about fucking God and how like the CIA is after him. Like it was pretty bad. Though if he didn't have schizophrenia, I'm pretty sure he'd be like the next coming of Bill Gates.
Yeah.
Like I shit you not, with the fact that he built an OS and all of the apps along with the kernel and just about everything by himself from scratch is actually impressive.
Well, yeah, he was the one who made the. I've seen a. I don't know which YouTuber did it, but he was just talking about how like he made the OS that was just for like speaking to God and everything.
Yeah.
And he was fucked. I remember when he said like he called the black guy the N-word. The black guy just gets like turns on. He goes, "Why did he have to say that, man?" He's like, "Now he has to beat the shit out of him." God damn it! Now I have to beat the shit out of you.
Yeah, like, I mean, still, despite him having schizophrenia, he was still pretty smart, but unfortunately his time was due after he got hit by a train. Yeah.
I like trains.
I like turtles.
No.
I'm on a tube.
Yeah.
I'm on a tube. I just tried to solo Flameheart, and my my treasure dropped right in the middle of his spawn, so I just got kind of ass blasted.
Wait,
Shut
you
the fuck.
you ended up getting spawn killed?
I wasn't spawn killed. I ended up being like right in the middle of his spawn.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now I'm trying to get myself over to an outpost. In a little rowboat.
We need to have the Pirates of the Caribbean theme going on here for.
Hey, no. First of all, no. Second of all, I'm streaming. No copyright.
Oh. You're worried about the copyright.
Marco be
Pirates of
like,
the Caribbean.
copyright.
Okay, no. Disney sued the pants off a family who had a, who made their own Tigger costume for a kid's birthday party, okay?
Yeah, that's why Disney's evil.
I'm not
Fuck
gonna go. I'm not gonna go that far because remember, I basically grew up under Uncle Mickey's watchful gaze. But
Yeah, but so is Nintendo. Like, actually, fuck Nintendo. You know, cause they've been giving people shit for making emulators along with like fan art and stuff like that.
That's why I saw that thing on the Gary's mod where it shows this kid and he drew a crappy picture of Mario. He's like, Nintendo got me to do something, yeah! And then Mario smashes him and he's just like, this is how I sue your ass and your boss! I was like, I don't get that. Now I do.
okay, I am pretty sure that's pointed right over there. Hang on a minute.
I'll be right back.
Jeez, it's only like 9:31 and people are shooting off fireworks. Yeah, guys.
Starting to annoy me.
Writing up your Catman's log, Cat.
I'm talking to a German.
A German.
I miss Academic. He was a pretty cool dude. Hey yo.
Random.
So, yes, or no, it was 2 days ago, I had one of those fun moments where I was playing Red Dead 2 online.
Red Dead garlic bread.
Yes. And I was like, it said, one of the things said is that go to jail. I was like, how do you even go to jail in this game? And then I finally figured it out, and it says if you get a $30 bounty, the bounty hunters will actually be more diligent to go after you. So, I got $30, and I rode on my horse, got on a train.
To the Old Town
And-
Road.
Yes. So, I was riding the train, and I saw a person coming towards me. So usually when you're really nearby somebody, it will say, this person has a bounty, would you like to pursue them, kind of thing. And if they kill you, they get the bounty. And I'm like, no, this guy's not killing me. And I can see him moving further up the train, so I'm like, oh my god, this guy's an idiot. As soon as he comes right into the, right in the opening, I shot him, but I didn't kill him. But since his character was like trying to get into position where he felt like he's down and someone can get him up, his character fell off the train, so he was supposed to be down, but the train ran him over and killed him.
He clipped
Nice.
through the train.
Yeah. And then I finally got caught, and I did my time, which unfortunately one of the challenges is to spend 20 minutes. I only spent there for like 10 seconds, and then I was just like, yeah, you were put in jail. I'm like, yeah, I got that, but I gotta spend it for like 20 minutes. Dang it. But I'm not going through that.
Kind of the same feel. That.
So Slasher, for Christmas, did you give Cat a Master Ball?
We still don't live in the same state.
Yeah, well, with, you know, Karanchian.
Yeah.
Makes it harder.
Coronavirus.
There was a guy, one of the like officials for the government in Canada. He tells everybody not to go anywhere. that Christmas is like, you know, you just can't travel, period, and everything else for Christmas and all this stuff. And then what does he do? Him and his wife go for a secret vacation. I forget where it was, but he comes back. Everybody is ticked off at him, and my phone just beeped, and I looked at it and said that he resigned.
Wait, who?
It was a guy. It was some kind of official guy here in Canada that he was just telling everybody, you know, don't go outside. If you do this, you're hurting people. Don't do it. Like, don't go see family members on Christmas. Like, don't travel. And then he's just like
Hypocrite.
completely doesn't listen, and then he resigns.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm gonna row my boat over to the scallion over here.
Hey, at least you don't live in the U.S.
Oh yeah, that's much.
Our COVID cases are like over 250,000 cases a day.
I think we reached 300,000 deaths.
Well,
Oh.
no,
We've
California.
hit way more than that.
Yeah, California's completely screwed.
Or was it California
Yeah.
only? It has 300,000.
Oh, why is it typing in Japanese?
Well, the
Fuck.
reason why is because there's so like, in Canada here, if you go out and you get people, not only could you get charged, but if somebody dies, you can go to jail for a very long time.
So it's basically like murder. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's something that needs to happen in the U.S., but you know, everybody in the government is basically incompetent.
That they're like, not right.
Well, you can't start charging people who don't know that they have COVID with murder, though.
No, that's different though. If you don't know you have it and you're like and stuff like that, that's different. But if you
If
were
you know
told-
you have it and you were told to stay home and you still go out anyway,
Yeah.
you should honestly have your dick cut off.
There was a guy that actually he lived in here where I live, like not where I live, but in the same like I'm trying to remember which part of Nova Scotia he's in, but anyway.
Same region kind of thing.
He went out to Mexico, I believe, to see his family, came back, did not isolate for the 14 or 15, whatever, got people infected, and they knew that he went out, and now he's charged with, he's gonna go to jail for, I think, 3 months. He's charged $150,000 fine, so he's never gonna pay that off. And anyone that dies, his sentence gets more and more.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the reason why we started getting more and more instances of it now, because of his dumbass. And now
Well,
there's a family that
But,
did
but
that.
here's the thing is, compared to the U.S., Canada has taken the step of actually charging people if they know they have COVID and they're still not isolating, you know. But the U.S., let me remind you, I live in a country where we have the most flat earthers. We have the most people that still don't believe COVID even exists and that it's a hoax.
And the most anti-vaxxers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's crazy. The anti-vaxxers.
The anti-vaxxers actually need to like shoot them into the moon.
No, hang on here just a second.
No, the
The
anti-vaxxer.
anti-vaxxers are gonna die.
You know what's nice about the anti-vaxxers though?
What?
They're a problem that's gonna take care of themselves.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
not
yeah.
just us.
Supposedly.
No, not
Well-
supposedly. They pretty much
Well,
will.
hopefully, but I'm gonna feel bad for any children that they have.
Yeah.
That'd be basically spawn kill.
Well, if the kids can survive to 18, then in some places 16.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because in some places in the U.S. you don't need to be 18. You can to consent and stuff like that. So
Well, we just found out here where I live is that apparently it's not mandatory to wear a mask. So now the bus drivers are up in arms that people found out about it because their people are not wearing masks on the bus.
yeah.
So now they're making it mandatory. that you have to wear a mask when you're in a store, and you have to wear a mask on the bus. And if you don't, they can refuse. They can say, nope, you're not getting on.
Yeah.
That's what needs to happen.
Yeah. But this is what my dad always says. He goes, the reason why the U.S. has so much people getting infected is America, my rights. And that's it. Like, you're like, oh,
Well,
That's
people
right.
also think that having a mask on is going to put you under mind control. Also,
Yeah.
Along with 5G spreading COVID.
yeah,
Well,
and that
and
you
one
know,
woman-
masks are that they're suppressing your rights and taking your rights
Well, and
away.
I read a story the other day about one woman who said that masks make it very difficult for her to breathe because she sprays the inside of it with Lysol before she puts it on.
Why?
oh, that is America right there.
I hope that Lysol eventually kind of suffocates her, you know?
Yeah.
Does she also inject it into her veins?
Oh.
I hope she does.
Just
She
like-
sounds. Okay. Did you ever? Hold on. Give me like 2 seconds. Hey Zero. Did you ever hear about the massive amount of deaths at the beginning of COVID because people were injecting themselves with fucking bleach?
I don't know about bleach. I know, is Lysol bleach?
No.
No.
Nah,
Okay.
yeah, but they were injecting themselves with fucking bleach.
Yeah, that's basically like if there's
It's
any
survival of the
beauty
fittest
out
at this
there,
point.
if
I
there's
heard-
anything out there, it's just like I give up.
I heard that there was some massive deaths happening in what was it, Iran or something like that? Iraq, somewhere on one of those.
There's always massive deaths in both of those countries.
But people were massively dying because somebody told them a folk remedy of drinking methanol to get away from COVID. Yeah, methanol, the stuff that causes blindness
Yeah.
and death.
People don't care.
Yeah, we have a saying here in Canada: when America farts, we're gonna smell it. So whenever something happens, it eventually gonna waft over here. Like the
Yeah.
whole Tide Pod, where as soon as the Tide Pod thing was happening in America, I went to the store and I was like, I'm just curious. It's like I'm just here to get like some washing.
There's no Tide
detergent.
Pods.
And the Tide Pods, like the whole freaking shelf is gone. Like there's nothing there. I'm like, what happened to that section? Oh, that's where all the Tide Pods are. I go, well, what happened to them? We locked them behind a cage. Why? Oh, because the state started doing this thing and we don't want our children to get sick. And I'm like, oh, right on.
Yeah,
The
like
Tide Pod challenge.
the U.S. is, despite it being, I don't know, the common citizen, the U.S. It varies, but I think we have the biggest amount of dumbasses in a first world country out of any other country at the moment.
Mainly because we allow for it.
Well, yeah, I think the biggest, the other issue with that too is religious practices. Like, I don't mind religious practices, but it's like, please, educate your children on eating fucking Tide Pods, and don't say that, like, it's gonna give them fucking godly powers of some shit, or that it's gonna cure them of fucking COVID.
I think I have an idea. What we need to do is we need to make a soup. Then we need to put the powder kegs at the very top of the soup. And then we need to tell all the stupid people that put your sword up in the sky. I'm joking. I'm joking. But you did do it.
Like this, like at this point, I want to see just how many people are gonna die from doing extremely stupid shit from all that. And remember, Tide Pods and bleach and all cleaning products have like a lot of labels saying this is not safe for consumption. Call the emergency room, or call the call an ambulance ASAP if you may have ingested it. And that is not in like tiny little print, that's in like bold red letters,
Yeah.
unless you're colorblind.
Well, I will tell you this, and this is when I was playing Bob religiously. A woman told me to look up mass shootings for Canada. I was like, okay. And
then look at the ones in the U.S.
like it was a wiki and it showed, and I was like, oh my god, we actually had mass shootings. And I think like maybe I think we had like maybe, I don't remember. Let's say okay, we had 10, and there was a recent one that did happen. Like I think it was last year or this
But
year.
how big are your quote unquote mass shootings though?
It's not really that big.
Because
There's like 5 guys
Okay.
in a moose.
yeah, because then you have like the U.S. and then like 500 people.
I'm
like
gonna be right
the Vegas
back.
shooting.
I'm gonna be right
Yeah.
back. Hang on.
And then you get shit like the Vegas shooting, which
Yeah, but
happened a
that's the
couple
thing.
years back, and like 500 people, I think, were killed, something like that.
Yeah, but that's the thing though. See, I looked up Canada. I was like, huh, it's not that bad. I look at like the wiki for America, and it just goes. It
Okay,
goes.
here's the issue also, and it's also slightly funny. Have you noticed that as soon as COVID started, that there's been no school shootings?
Well, that's one good thing, I guess.
Because, I don't know if you've been keeping up on the news, you know, before COVID and stuff like that, but there was essentially a school shooting, like, every other week.
Yeah.
You know, everybody kind of just eyed it, and they were like, oh, okay.
Well, see, the thing is about when it first happens, when a new thing happens, like either a trend or some kind of weird killing spree thing happens, Canada's like, oh my god. But then after it happens too many times, like, and I've already know this from experience because I was coming downstairs and my dad, because I was looking after him when he just had his heart attack, and he came out like a week later, and he was just laying on the couch watching the news, and I go, what's going on? What you watching? The news. What about? Another mass shooting in America. And I was like, damn, Americans can't keep their gun in their pants. And he's like, mm-hmm. And then that's just it. We just kind of go, oh, mass shooting, and then we just walk away. It's not that we don't care.
That was how I pretty much felt the whole time, because it's like, yeah, you can't do anything about it, because for one, that's gonna require a constitutional revisement, and everybody is going to fucking riot.
I think I know what's going on in America. You see, what's happening is, and I think Slasher can agree with me with this, someone taught American metronome. So somehow one of those out of those Americans are using metronome and use mass shooting attack, and then it just happens.
Oh, but the issue is too is we literally have an incompetent and, dare I say, retarded president.
Well, yeah, he's getting knocked out, and then Biden's going, and they're saying that with Biden in power, stocks are gonna plummet or something. I don't know.
Well, I'm kind of hoping for a Bill Clinton-style presidency with Biden, which we might actually get.
I just hope he like reverses most of the shit that Trump has done, because remember, Trump also removed a lot of laws relating to environmental safety, such as companies having to mandate report how much liquid mercury that they're pouring into the water.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Hey Brizo, check on your Ori. Hey, I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna go cook something real quick. I'll be right back.
I need some food too.
Anyway, I'm gonna
Nah.
stop the stream here. I'll be right back.